So, First Division, League of Empires Season 2. Second game between Royal Flushers and Russia F. We're looking at Lombardia here. I didn't do my homework and check whose home map it is. But nevertheless, we have Lombardia here, the second matchup between these players. As is customary for Lombardia, plays spawn on the opposite sides of the map. It is kind of Arabia-like, but considering the spawning of the players, you can see that team walling is an absolute necessity here. I see it more often than not that players don't opt for any huge feudal aggression on this map, but looking at Russia F side here, they have some serious walling to do, so this might, after all, actually not be as easy to team wall as you usually see for Lombardia. So maybe we'll see a Lombardia with some feudal age action here, the issue of course being that Royal Flushers have a slightly easier wall on their side. It's going to be extensive, but team wall usually always an option for Lombardia. Let's have a look at the Sibs here. We have Nathaniel in the pocket here now as Lithuanians. One of the stronger cab Sibs of all. They should be contesting relics, but look at the relic spawns here. Only 2 relics rather close to Royal Flushers. The rest of the two of them will probably be landing inside of Russia F's team walls here, so it's going to be a bit of a pickle for Nathaniel to get to the full relics bonus with Lithuanians here. On Nathaniel's left side we have Alfred with the Vietnamese. Also a go-to for Lombardia, I've seen. We usually see players walling off and going fast castle unique units for this map. And Breton archers, you don't mess around with those. They would deal nicely with most combinations the enemy teams can offer. They are basically the Breton archer, the unique unit for Vietnamese is a archer with higher pierce armor, so it's kind of like a Huskarl with bow and arrow.
Azul.
So that's Vietnamese here for Alfred, and on the right hand side we have Squeaker with the Mongols. Mongols with the feared Mangudai is their unique unit. They will surely be coming into play on this map. There's some stone safe-ish here once they get their walls up, and Squeaker shouldn't have any huge issues getting into the Mangudai numbers in the late game if they are able to secure their home bases here. Mongols of course can go knights smoothly in the castle age as well, or scouts in the feudal age if they want to try for some feudal age aggression, but of course we already see the walls going up here on the opposite side, so scouts are usually a bad idea on Lombardia considering the easy wall ability of the map. So for Russia F side we have the Queen with Indians here. And Indians, strong pocket sip as well, fantastic boom. Their villagers are cheaper already in the Dark Age and get cheaper throughout the ages. They have the Imperial Cavalry, the unique unit in Imperial Age, which would counter most of what Lithuanians can bring to the table, because they would the Imperial Camels, they have a bonus against buildings, but they are also of course a camel unit which is a direct counter to knight, so they could run down the Lithuanians' powerful relic bonus paladins and just shred them in equal numbers. So a good counter pick here from Russia F to go for Indians for this one. I doubt we'll be seeing the Indian unique unit, the Elephant Archer, but never say never. It is an option after all. Right hand side we have Oladishek with the Berbers for this one. So he wants to go into the cheap cavalry that Berbers have to offer. They get a discount in the castle and Imperial Age is 50% cheaper, Castle Age 20% in Imperial Age. Their villagers also move faster, so you have an easier time running away from action should you get rushed down. So looks like there are indeed team walls going down here for Russia F, going all the way towards the edge finally for Believe Me on this side, who by the way is playing as Burmese again, or not again, it wasn't Believe Me on hideout, but going for the Burmese, almost 100% sure going for the Arambai in the Castle Age onwards here, because there's just so strong unit to break down buildings and break through walls. We have Squeaker with the feudal age going up here at 20 pop, so Squeaker wants to go for the scouts here with the Mongols. I think Could be something else, but most likely the scouts. And again, looking at the walls here, I think that's a bad idea unless they can somehow deny the walls on the other side here. They have their initial scouts forward, and Nathaniel is going for the drush. Are you kidding me? Hello, the Queen AOE. Nice to see you stopping by. Alright, so good map reading of Royal Flushers here. They realize that there's a lot to wall off for Russia F on the other side. So and then Drush actually has merit here. They're going to pick up Nathaniel is going to pick up one scout here and is inside. Tries to hit the berries of Believe Me, but it's yeah, I'm not going to be able to hit the berries here, but it's still a scout pick off, which is something worth considering. Let's see how much these angry housewives can merit over here. They will be getting another initial scout as well. And that should limit scouting capabilities of Russia F quite a bit, actually. Yeah, Alcolner, I'm sorry I couldn't play Guild Arts. It's just the way it is. I'm busy. And you're probably still not on the PC anymore, but now I could actually play after this game.
Azul.
Look at the trap from Believe Me though, that's a good good wall in there to deal with the militia here. Even self-trapping here a bit, but with one wielder might go down here. It's hard to target in the middle of the action in between all these buildings, but oh, saves it at 1 HP! What a superhero woman! Looks like the Drush buys time for Squeaker's scouts to go forward though, and Squeaker will be staying here with one scout to stop the walls from... what are we looking at here? Is that still a hole? Yes, it's still a hole. It's a hole, but it's not a hole. Stupid AoE 2 logics. In any case, we have Russia F with somewhat healthy populations here. The Queen with 25 villagers, 29, 26 for the other ones. Some pretty late feudal ages here, of course, but then we'll have an easier time to transition to the castlate. And look at it's the invisible wall over here, but finally the house walls will keep the scouts out, obviously. Squeaker didn't take the chance to run in with just a few scouts, wanted full numbers, and is now going to be kept out here. We note that Believe Me here is with 6 villagers on stone and going up to the feudal age at 29 pop. Might be thinking about double castle RMB here, because that's a huge stone investment going on here. So arena clown tactic style from Believe Me here. Squeaker with the scouts still hitting the walls here, not having any significant success. And there's the feudal age for Believe Me. Will be dropping the blacksmith market over here and serve as sort of a wall as well. What's going on in Royal Flusher's land here? Nathaniel with the not the blacksmith stable, but the market stable here just as well. Wants the map vision. Going for the castle age, of course, but and Alfred also on the way to the castle age, Vietnamese player, with Vietnamese civ, that is. Going to be the first one to reach castle age here, and will be prepping Rattan archers from the look of it. So for now, it seems that Royal Flusher will not be allowed back inside the walls here. With some Rattan archers on the field, you'd have something to prevent squeak walls behind here though, so we'll be seeing some castle age engagements for sure.
Azul.
And it's actually a 31 pop castle age for Believe Me, so definitely a double castle RMB style build here. Castle here and castle here maybe to prevent any entry on the left hand side. Squeaker meanwhile looking to see if there's actually an opening to the left hand side, but we'll have to commit these scouts to scouting as is their primary function. Builder in the middle of the foundation somehow still building this castle. That's some visual bugs right there, but Oladeshek is going for the castle. Does he want to go with the camel archers here, or is this just a defensive measure to secure this side of the wall? It's certainly nice to have the option, but it's going to be that one castle, and now multiple TCs for all other tech as well to sustain production in the long run. Military numbers not of huge interest just yet here. Squeaker with the top numbers, but that's the 4 scouts roaming around the map and probably now scouting for the relics for the Lithuanian players. Stone walls going up as well. That shouldn't necessarily be a stopper for Arambai though. They're flaring the relics as they are moving around the map to see. Let's see Nathaniel's scouting actually if he has any grasp of the relics here. That's probably a good reason to get the market as well. Here comes the university. Are we going into fortified walls here maybe? One castle and should be another one shortly for believe me here. Might be a slightly short on stone for the second one. Yeah. So we have 50% castle age for Squeaker and 21% for the Queen as well. It is indeed camel archers. Actually, I like that addition from Oladeshek because the camel archers, they have a bonus against cavalry. That would apply to cavalry archers as well, so they would be a great counter to Mangadai, in my opinion. I think that's the idea here against Mongols, so actually a good choice. They might be trying to guard some relics here as well, or just look for some easy damage along the walls here. So, camel archers for Oladeshek here, see, 2-shotting the scout here, it was weak though, but 7+1 attack, and with Bodkin in as well, the damage output is going to be higher as well. Seem to be weak to melee damage though, because the scouts are actually picking up one camel archer here, maybe, oh, not a hole, but staying near the castle so the castle can focus on the scouts here. Arambai on the field, just a few now going forward. Maybe to try and deny walls and find some damage potential here, or is it just the gathering point that's gathering on the hill here exactly? Castlage in for the Queen as well at 20 something minutes. 35 pop, okay, that's going to set the Queen up for some amazing boom here, I think. Lots of wood, I'm guessing at least triple DCs here. Well, I only see one for now, but yeah. Indians have a good boom, no matter how you look at it. Arambai going to try and look for an opening here, just small numbers, could still be enough though, they have a little bit of range, high range, 17 attack. You need to get to crucial mass before it gets really annoying though. Scouts still alive, Oladeshek just chilling out with the camel archers over here. But what have we here? Petard! Petard and Monk, it's important to contest the relics when they're up against Lithuanians as well, of course. Camel archers threading the scouts here easily enough. Arambai numbers increasing. You can't recall behind either because the Arambai have 5 range, so it's easier said than done. The Rat and Archers should be having decent damage output against the Arambai though. Nothing too special about it, but they're forcing, believe me, to go for another opening here. And I think they're going to break through here near Squeaker's castle, because the Petard is on the way as well. And I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at the palisades. That's what's going on first here. And then, where are you, Mr. Petard? There you are. Fortified wall on the way for Nathaniel here, but will it kick in time? That's the question. Petard! And here come the Indian camels and stuff. So we're ganging up, full rainbow on the Mongol side here now. They are through just before fortified wall can kick in. Great, will force some re-walling here of one of the Royal Flushers players. So no joke here now, 24 military units forward. The Arambai with some defense here can even take out TCs if you have the crucial mass. I'm not sure if 14 is the right answer there though. And don't leave the Arambai alone here. What are you doing, team? Team! You need to stay together. Don't leave them poor, believe me, along with the Arubai in the middle of Mangudai and Rattan Archers here. Rattan Archers have extra pierce armor as well, so especially when they're fully upgraded and elite, they will withstand even Arubai quite nicely. But in the cast stage, not so much. Leaving the Arubai alone here is a big mistake, though. If you'd had all the armies collected here, we would be looking at a lot better engagement for Russia F here. Indians camels or Indians cavalry, they have extra pierce armor, so that plays in as well. They can tank more Mangudai and Rattan Archers trots. Here come the camel archers to focus down the few Mangudai that are on the field here as well. And yeah, good forward action from Russia F here. Behind the military numbers, so Royal Flushers have a better room going for them here, but military numbers speak for itself here. We have almost 50 military total for Russia F, whereas Royal Flushers are sitting at 21 currently. Splitting out the numbers here as well, by raiding the woodlands over here. Great multitasking from Believe Me. They might be able to deny this castle of Nathaniel as well. This is only for defensive purposes, I say. Lightness doesn't really have a play here against Ironby and camels. And Russia F are safe at home now, being the aggressors. Hole about to be plugged maybe for Alfred here, but not going to happen quite yet. They're flaring the hole, flaring the villagers, just to make sure there's no escape and no re-walling possible for Royal Flushers here. Now I'm mixing up the names. Anton Feedback, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Looks like Russia F are in a great spot here. They are able to chase down Rattan Archers as well. And the Queen AOE, thanks for the follow as well, much appreciated. The alert sound is my own recording. I played the horn and I had some fun just recording the same sounds as the game sound, because it is in fact the French horn playing that alert in the game music as well, or game sound, also in the game main theme music. Hello, Oladusek. Great Lombardia game so far. I like the petard entering the walls there together with the Arabai. The timing was just perfect. We're looking at Alfred reaching the Imperial Age here though. He doesn't have too much army to mention here. 18 military, Rattan Archers could maybe go into elite here. The Eco Alfred seems decent still. But the overall military number is still much higher for Russia F here. Likely committing to a prolonged castle age here with their current investments. So not seeing any Imperial Age as viable here just yet. But the harassment is real. Squeaker actually pulled up a castle on the entry point here now, so we're not going to see any easy reinforcement of Russia F. The downside of being a team wall like this for Royal Flushers though is that Russia F can snipe any villagers moving forward and just keep trickling in army here. Oladusek now on the way to the Imperial Age will be aiming for the elite camel archers here, I assume. Rattan Archers numbers, they should be dealing with camel archers nicely though, because of their extra pierce armor. So it's we're not. We don't have this game in the bag just yet for Russia F here. I think they're actually struggling to get back in. No, here's another opening. Mangudai Mass is at 12 now, but going to be longer. Castle Age here for Squeaker for sure. Nowhere near Imperial Age and fully Madness upgraded Mangudai here. Nice choke point for the Camel Archers and Iron Bites to sit in here as well, and this hill is just horrible for Alfred here. He can't really take engagements uphill, of course. Army numbers looking better for Royal Flushers though. 29, 10, 19 against 37, 13, 17 here. Iron biomasses, these scare the heck out of me though. We have 31 Iron Buy here, probably it's still only 2 castles. It's more Berbers castles going up here. And relics being collected as well, which is an important factor here. All of the check taking the relic responsibility here. Has collected 2 already. Imperial Age in for Lombardia as well. Here comes the Bracer for the Camel Archers, and once the Eco can support, Elite Camel Archer will surely be seeing that as well. You have to commend the Royal Flush's patience. Here we go, they didn't completely freak out from the raids here. They are still able to stabilize the economy and keep army production consistent and high here. Nathaniel with an amazing boom here as well. Largest villager counts of all. Here come the Lightis. I'm not too sure about that though. They will easily win against the camels of the Indians, should anyway. But then there's the Arambai, and the Lightis have such low pierce armor, so the Arambai would win against Lightis. But this collective effort here now though is good. Up for army numbers looking great for Royal Flushers now. They've successfully defended the first push here, and here we go. What do you know about Gerber's blacksmith? Camel Archers on the hill here, denying a castle. And they should be dealing nicely with the Lightis here. I don't know what this flare is all about. Could be castle spots to take map control maybe. Believe me, running in to try and deny this castle. I think this Vietnamese castle goes after though. Alfred actually bets on this castle. That's huge. It's a castle at 80% here with enough villagers, but Alfred doesn't want to risk losing the villagers. Apparently already rather low on the villagers, and they only got one relic. Yes, I saw this in Lombardia collect the numbers, so of course that plays into the Lightis as well. The relics bonus affects the Lightis, and they will be less powerful with not with the full relics here. Russia F pulls back though, doesn't want to take the fight against these masses here. Overall military numbers still, well, they're very similar now actually. Healthy populations for both teams. Nathaniel with the boom of a lifetime here with, what is it, 4 or 5 TCs and lots of villagers. Should have a very healthy eco going into the next age here, soon about to reach Imperial Age. The Queen is in the Imperial Age already though, and with heavy camels here. And remember that extra pierce armor that Indians get as well. Yes, they lost plate barding armor, the last armor upgrade. But with that addition of an extra pierce armor, they're still going to be scary against Archer's unit in the late game. That goes for the Hussars as well. Rattan Archers in grave danger here now. I think that Alfred will be losing huge numbers here now because the armies of his team aren't collected. Here come the Mangodai, though Imperial Age 60% for Squeaker, so still a while to go until Elite Mangodai here. Also in terms of economy, 89 villagers now. Villager lead actually for Royal Flushers, but more consistent across the team for Russia F here. No trade started yet for either team. The Levy has expanded to this side, and Alfred pulls up some stone walls. They want to get the trade route secured here on the right hand side, and I'll have to look a little bit at the scouting of Russia F here to see if they know what's going on here. Fighting for the relics, of course, and some huge hill presence here for Lombardia with a whooping 3 castles in the middle of the map here. So that's going to make it awkward for Royal Flushers to push through here. There's also a neutral goal and some wood lines to be taken here for later on. Military numbers, I think it's a slight lead for Russia F here, but they also need to address the fact that Royal Flushers are about to try and start trading. So that long-term gold access could be very useful here. 52 units, that has to be mainly camels though. Lombardia just pathetic cheater. I'm not too sure about that. I've seen Lombardia play enough not to accuse him of cheating. Iron Buy, are they even... well, Imperial Age is not in, so they're absolutely not elite. But this run-in though, if the Lighties get close, they will tread, but if the Iron Buy can hit and run, it's a different story. And there's a TC here to fall back to as well, for believe me. So potentially garrisoning this TC and exploiting the fact that Lighties have low Pierce armor. I love the map control that Russia have now, though. They need to contest the trade, but I see lots of stables going up here for the Varese player. Should be going into elephants here, yeah. That's a good switch. You still have Iron Buy to upgrade as well, but why not just make a switch into some powerful units? Mangadai over here. The Camel Archers of Lodishek should take nicely care of those. We have some light cav in the mix as well, and the overall gold situation is still healthy for Russia F here. Lighties are doing work against the Battle Elephants though, but these aren't elite yet and they are missing some upgrades, so that explains some of it. Let's see the relic situation again as well. 4 relics for Lodishek, some nice bonus gold income there, and more importantly denying the relics of the Lithuanian player here. That's a huge factor in these matchups. Alfred with Rat Archers, but only with 33 army total, 45 walls on the trade route, but still not secure enough to keep it going here. 82 military now for the Queen. That's an amazing amount of now Imperial Camel Riders here. So latest to the Castle Age of all the players, but compensates nicely for that with the numbers here. What's with the markets here? Are they going to trade? Where's this trade route going to go? Is it going to be an extremely short one, or all the way over here? Yeah, here's a builder setting up trades to the right hand side. Imperial Camels in the trade route now, that's going to obstruct the gold income of Royal Flushers too, although they still have lots of gold in the bag, so it's not a crisis just yet. What is worrying though is the population of Alfreds at 94 here in this mix. Imperial Camels catching up with the Mangodai to get a bit of a surround here as well. A flare in the middle. Go to sleep, please. It's just a massive force of Indian camels here, and they're certainly still viable here. They're dealing with whatever comes to the field. 67, 70, 70, 20 here. It's a massive, it's a military domination for Russia F now, and putting up a good showing on Lombardia here. Still elite Lighties with 14+5 on the field, not to be neglected. Mongol siege in the middle as well, but with this mass of the Imperial Camels, I don't see drilled siege rams working out here. Yeah, and it's a good spot by Russia F here as well to deal with the siege workshop before the actual siege can grow to the appropriate levels here. Stone walls in the middle of the map now for Lodishek, and going to neglect access for raiding and expansion of Royal Flushers in the middle here. The army mass cannot be discouraged here now. 94, 25 and 73. It's just, it has to be at least 50 more army for Russia F now, and it's a slaughterhouse in the middle here. Mangodai is still alive. They are elite by now, and with most if not all the upgrades, but with 5 preps pushing the middle here, these castles are going to be history. You could keep pushing here, and it's not looking good for Royal Flushers. Their trade, yeah, not operational either. Imperial Camels of the Queen on the left hand side taking care of that. And even though the populations aren't half bad here for Royal Flushers, it's too much to handle, and we won't get to see the stats because the replay function is completely idiot here and just restarts once the replay is finished. So I'm sorry, very sorry we don't get to see the stats here. That's a Tanks DE issue, but GG, well played to both teams, and congratulations to Russia F for the 2-0.